Oh, what's good, everybody? Welcome into our daily Coach and Company podcast. We are here to support the morning show. If you missed any of it on Stadium or Valley Sports Live, you can also catch it on demand at our Coach and Company YouTube page. You're on it right now, or on social media as we kind of lean more into production on X and on TikTok and on IG. If you haven't seen our first episode of What Are We Doing? That is up at our new at Heel Coach TikTok page. One other housekeeping note tonight, a very special episode of the Coach and Bro Show. Our guest tonight, Ridge Holland. He has been in the news lately because of being released by the WWE. While he is hurt, he will tell his story, and we will get to the bottom of it. But hopefully, we can change a few lives and some perceptions about what's going on in the world of pro wrestling. But joining me today, as they do, from SureDog USA, my guy Mikey P. And look who else decided to stick around today. Our numbers guy, Rafael Esparza. Gentlemen, we never go longer than 20 or 30 minutes. The big topics today, of course, college football playoff rankings. Week number 2 come out last night. Rafael, I'm going to start with you because you're my numbers guy. The top 5 do not change. It is Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, who's the fourth, Alabama, and then Georgia. But the way they position the other teams, very strategic, because a lot of these teams are going to be able to knock each other out. We'll start Texas, number 10, plays Georgia, number 5, this weekend. From a numbers perspective, what did you make of it so far?
It was really interesting on the state of Texas, and I'm really more interested about what's going to happen if Indiana loses in the conference championship game. I know A&M will probably leapfrog them. Does Alabama, if they keep on winning, leapfrog them? Do they drop Indiana out of the top 4 and put, let's say, maybe Texas Tech there if they continue to win games? So there's a lot of big questions that still need to be answered, and we have a couple weeks that we'll get our answers.
But I like the one that you just brought up about championship games, because now that there's a seeding system, Mikey, and I still think there's one more tweak they're going to have to make, and that is reseeding after the first rounds of games, because the number 1 seed should play the worst team regardless. But that's not the way it is right now. But if I get to a Big Ten championship or an SEC championship and I lose, but I'm already into the playoffs by perception, how much do you think the championship games will affect things, or not much at all?
I don't think they should affect at all, because I think we're still looking at these upcoming weeks before we get to the championship game. Coach, I've said since the rankings came out yesterday, I said it last night on the premium pop-up, I thought Texas A&M should be the number 2 seed right now. Indiana struggled against Penn State. If it was not for that last-second miracle touchdown, Indiana would have lost. Texas A&M went into Mizzou, and they blew them out. Texas A&M is the number 2 team in the country to me.
Right now, it doesn't really. Yeah, Raphael, go.
I think the reason why the committee did that is because they beat Mizzou with a freshman quarterback. Penn State was ranked, number 2 coming in before the season started. So that defense was still highly ranked. Yes, Penn State doesn't have a quarterback anymore, but that defense is still intact. So I don't really look at the Indiana winning so close. I look at Texas A&M beating up on a freshman quarterback.
And I think that's the way a lot of people are looking at it too, to be honest with you. And I think the Penn State, Mikey, regardless of how bad they have played at certain times, the committee are still OGs that love OG brands. That's just who they are. And that's what they're always going to respect that brand, whether they should or not. And I guarantee you that they don't see a difference between 2 and 3 like you do. But there is a difference, because they're going to play a different team. And so that's why it matters. But I think right now that they don't care so much. But the other part of this is you got 3 Big Ten teams that are currently playoff teams. With Oregon, we forget about them because IU and Ohio State are the top 2. But there's going to be one team that can't play in the Big Ten championship, and that's why the eye test, Mikey, I think right now is so important in all of these conferences.
Yeah, the eye test is where we're at. This is, to me, it's not just about who's playing who. It's about how they're playing, meaning how they winning, are they fluid? Is this a team that I can believe in come December and January? Hey, I can't wait to, market this team to the nation as part of our playoffs. Because what you don't want to have is a feel-good story or a team that was kind of on the fence get in and then they just get blown out and then you have more negative criticism about the playoff.
Yeah, I don't know what the perfect setup is. I like where we're headed. I like the seeding system. I think that if you're Ohio State and you're the number one seed, without a doubt, you should get a bye. Now, if Iowa State goes to the Big Ten championship and they've been dominating Raphael the entire year, and then they go in there and they stub their toe, does it matter how they lose on whether or not they still keep that bye?
Ooh, I think how they lose. Yes, this is not college basketball where most of these teams don't want to play these conference tournaments before the big tournament starts. This is college football. So I think if they get blown out, let's say by Indiana, who everyone remembers they got blown out last year's college football playoff ranking game, I think that definitely matters for Ohio State.
And if you look at the SEC right now, Mikey, A&M's the only undefeated team, and to me, that's got to count for something. It's got to count for something if you are able to go through your conference season undefeated. And right now, they're playing South Carolina this week. It's a noon game. Then they play Samford with an M. And then they close the season out. And this one could mean everything for who gets in from the SEC, on who gets the bye from the SEC, because on Friday, November 28th, it is Texas hosting Texas A&M. And will it matter for Texas at that point? Because they have Georgia and them. That's why I say Texas could play themselves into this playoff thing.
They absolutely can. I think no matter what, let's say Georgia does beat Texas this weekend. No matter what, Texas is getting up for that game against A&M on Black Friday because you have a chance to really impact the playoffs, whether you get in or not, and you get to stick it to A&M. Texas will show up for that game, I believe. But Texas A&M, I mean, they've been rolling. I think we have to, as you said, give credit where credit is due. Right now, they've ran through the SEC. They, to me, are one of the top two teams in college football.
So you've said that twice now. Why are you so adamant that it matters right now? Why do you care so badly?
I would also use BYU as another example. I don't believe BYU should be 12th.
I agree, but I didn't ask you that. Why are you so bullish that A&M? Why does it matter in the whole scheme of things to you? It's going to play itself out.
In the whole scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But for right now, for conversation purposes, I would like the number 2 team in the country to have their respective ranking. One team struggled, the other did not. This isn't
I understand,
hard.
but why does it matter for you to say it multiple times? To me, it's a non-storyline right now today. Now, might be when it comes out on where they're placed, but right now it does not matter today because we know that by the end of the season, you're big on respect. You're like a big, like, I don't disrespect me. That's kind of your personality a little bit. Would you agree?
Yeah, I guess I'm feeding into the narrative of college football playoff rankings though, as well. I mean, they put them out week after week. We're supposed to react. We're supposed to have an opinion on them. And right now, my opinion is they got it wrong this week.
I have a question for both of you guys.
Okay.
Should Texas A&M be penalized for playing Samford this 2 weeks? I mean, Texas has to play Arkansas the same week Texas A&M's playing Samford. At the end of the football season, Texas A&M's only going to play actually 2 ranked teams. They're going to say, oh, but they had played 4 ranked teams. LSU will not be ranked at the end of the season. Missouri will not be ranked at the end of the season. So, yes, everyone's going to say, oh, yes, they went perfect. Hats off. You're perfect in A&M right now. But their schedule is not number 2 material. I'm not saying Indiana's is, but I'm just saying we're giving so much love for Texas A&M, who really hasn't played a tough schedule.
So that is the other side of it. To say that they haven't played a tough schedule and they're an SEC team is a little contradictory because there's some really good teams that don't have a number next to their name. They beat Notre Dame and scored 41 against them. They beat Auburn, and Auburn's better than I think people think. They beat Mississippi State by 22. They beat Florida by 17. Florida beat Texas down, and they beat them. They beat LSU, scored 49. Missouri, they scored 38. I know it's against a rookie quarterback. They're not just winning these games. They're
But those
winning
teams
with
are really not that good.
authority.
Those teams are really not. Missouri had rookie quarterback,
Well,
LSU.
Raph, this is what we argue about all the time. We can't dictate them, but they're still SEC teams, and they're winning by 21 points. They're not just skating by these teams. And I'm not saying I back Mikey on all of his. They got to be number 2, but I feel like not just our show, but a lot of brands, they live in the, well, who they beat is not very good land. And Texas A&M cannot dictate that. Nobody can. All they can do is go in and beat them down.
I
And
agree.
that's exactly what they've done.
But I'm
That's
in a
exactly
land where, okay, if you throw in Texas State, South Carolina, Kentucky, Arkansas into the Big Ten, are they going to go undefeated?
Would A&M go undefeated?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
they probably
in
will.
that
But I'm just
Big
saying,
Ten? Yeah.
the teams that the A&M are playing, they won't go undefeated in the Big 12, the
And
Big 10.
nobody no, but we're talking collectively in this conference, any given week, a team can beat another team. And I don't think
100%.
you can say that in the Big 12 or the ACC.
Ooh,
That's
ACC. You're
that's
correct
my
on the
whole
ACC.
I
You're correct on the ACC.
I just don't like focusing on how bad a team is as opposed to what have they done and how, and that's why to me the eye test is so important. And that's why last week Notre Dame beating Navy by 39 was really important, but kind of fell under the radar because Navy has been in the discussion until the last 2 weeks when they were 7-0 that they could be the group of 5 representative.
This is the first year the eye test, I think, has really been showing. I mean, last year, some games like, wow, they whooped them because they probably want to move. This year, every team is whooping up because they want that eye test. This is phenomenal football. I love it.
So let me ask you this then. If you're looking at the SEC and we think that right now there would be 5 teams in, if it started today, it can't be that because of games that need to be played. But Vanderbilt's ahead of Oklahoma right now in the standings for the SEC at 8-2, 4-2 in league play. Oklahoma is 7-2, 3-2 in league play. Tennessee is 6-3, 3-3 in league play. So those 3 teams are knocking on the door to Texas, Ole Miss, who are outside of that top 5. So how many teams ultimately do we think, Mikey, will deserve to get in?
In the SEC, I have a hard time putting 5 in. But the quality of the programs are such that 5 could get in. As you said, we're gonna have to let the teams beat each other up and see who survives. But I wouldn't be confident putting in 5 or more SEC teams.
Okay. Last year you could bet on it at one point, and the
It's
number
just alive
was
now.
5 or 6, right?
The number's 4.5, and everyone's pounded it under. I think the last time I checked, the under was like -280, -$3. It's all going to depend on one game this weekend. Pittsburgh, Notre Dame. Every team you mentioned is rooting for Pittsburgh. Because if Notre Dame goes out,
so they want to knock Notre Dame out, and then another. And okay, I had to think about that for a second. You're absolutely right. Because it doesn't really matter with Pitt. There's going to be one ACC team, and regardless, that's just what it is. There's not going to be 2 that play their way in. Interesting, because that game's at Pitt.
Yep.
As well. Ole Miss, their only loss is to Georgia by 8, and they had a big lead going into the 4th quarter. You don't think that Lane Kiffin privately is kicking himself just a little bit for letting that one go? Because they'd be a top 4 team right now.
Yep.
There's a lot of the ifs. What is that? If candy nuts and all that kind of stuff. I would love to see Pavia get in. I think the losses that Vanderbilt has, probably, I mean, Texas by 3, but let's be honest, it wasn't a 3-point game. They were down by 17, and then they lose to Alabama, a game that was my worst bad beat of the year, betting wise. That was not even close. I have a little PTSD from that one.
I'm still mad at Tennessee, Oklahoma. I'm still mad at that. How does Tennessee lose that game in a blackout? That's going to haunt me all season. I played Tennessee at home on a blackout, and Oklahoma's defense looked like the Bears' Super Bowl defense.
They really did. They really, really did. It was awful. All right. Outside of the SEC, the Big 12, obviously, with Texas Tech, and let me get over to the Big 12 so I'm not talking like an idiot. Texas Tech is at the top, and they blew out BYU. Texas Tech did, guys, last week what a team is supposed to do. We wondered who would be the better team coming out of the weekend from the Big 12. It's very clear right now. To me, there's nothing BYU can do. Nothing to get in at this point unless they win the Big 12 championship. That's it. But to me, if Tech plays BYU again, it's going to be the same result. There was nothing there. So do you think this is a one-bid league looking at the standings right now, Mikey?
I'd really, really like to sit here and make the case for Utah. I would love to make the case for Utah. I just don't see how it happens right now. But I will say this. If Texas Tech is the only program to represent the Big 12 in the playoff, good luck, because that defense is legit. Their offense is fast. I don't know the last time we said Texas Tech had a legit defense, but they got the guy who's leading the nation in sacks. So I like the Red Raiders a lot.
They're kind of becoming the new Oregon to me. Did you watch the All last week? To me, I don't know how Oregon doesn't get every top five-star recruit because of facilities. Because I don't know if the new facilities at Oregon, you put your hand up, everything's high tech, and it's amazing how Texas Tech, because of that one booster, they're turning into the same. They give $1 million to their softball pitcher, and what happens? They go to the World Series in women's softball.
Isn't your boy Patrick Mahomes donated a lot of money to the program?
That's what I was getting to. Yes. Thank you for ruining my flow. So, yes, he last week at the game that I was just talking about, he has 4 NIL athletes that look sick. Him and he's not dumb, Raphael. It's Adidas money. Adidas is the one that's actually footing the bill, but they look amazing. Did you see the picture with him sitting on the throne? Forget about it. Forget about it.
Next level.
Next level. And he looked amazing too. He really, really did. I think this is the new standard, Raphael, that when you have a guy like Patrick Mahomes, you partner with a big company, and now all of a sudden, new uniforms, new field, new facilities, new everything. And now Texas Tech, to me, they're the go-to college in the Big 12 now that Texas and Oklahoma are out.
Couldn't agree more. Texas Tech, we're going to hear their football program and their basketball program as well. They're normally known for women's basketball, but I think the men's football team and their basketball team are going to be a very well-known name in both leagues.
I agree with you. So that we agree going to be a one big lead. And then the ACC, this is where it gets kind of muddy, guys. It's Georgia Tech was sailing, and then they get blown out by NC State. NC State is 12th in the conference right now. So if you're Georgia Tech, you can't feel good about a bit, can you? Because of that loss. And what was the final of that game? 48-36. You can't lose like that and think that you're going to stop Alabama, Georgia, and all these. That's how my mind goes. Is that how your guys, when you look at potential matchups? And to me, Georgia Tech doesn't stay on the same field with some of these top teams. Mikey, does it to you?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right on that.
South Florida is the only one because they play teams already that have that kind of defense and offense, and they showed up. So out of all those teams that you mentioned, I think that's why I'm happy South Florida is there more than Memphis. I wasn't sold on Memphis's defense. Their offense is always going to produce points. I think South Florida has a better team on both sides of the ball.
Well, right now they are ranked 24th after the bad Memphis loss last week. Mikey, do you think South Florida should be the team from the group of 4? Do you think ultimately they will win by, I guess, process of elimination?
Yeah, I think they will be. And I think they're a fun team to watch. Like, I know they've struggled at times, but their quarterback, he is very much a dual threat. I look at him and I think he is absolutely one of the top 3, top 5 college quarterbacks who is a dual threat. And that offense is a lot of fun. So I definitely think they get in. I don't know that they stand a chance against anyone, but they'd be fun to watch at least for the first half.
And you love those first half.
That just caught me. I just hit me right in the face. I can't believe I didn't catch that right away.
They play Navy this week, so it'll be interesting. And this is where I think you can find some hidden bets. Meaning, I love to look at totals in games like this because Navy and Notre Dame went over the total of 55. They scored 59. And to me, if South Florida's looking at it and they say, okay, this team just played Notre Dame a week ago and lost by 39. To me, that's my benchmark. is, can I beat this team by 39 or can I score 50 plus against this Navy team? So when everybody looks at that game, they can compare the two scores. Raphael, is that fair to do that and approach it that way?
The total 65, and it is going to be cold in this game as well because this is it's in Navy, so they're saying sunshine, but it's still going to be 40 in the low 40s, I would think, in this game. So South Florida, the iguanas will be jumping out of trees into this game.
Boy, that seems like a lot of points. That seems like a lot of points.
But don't forget, I mean, what Mikey said, he nailed it with their quarterback. And don't people forget, their 3 games were against 3 ranked teams, Boise State, Florida, and Miami. And they won 2 out of those 3 games. And let's say if Navy would have upset Notre Dame or even kept it close, they could have still been ranked in here. So they could almost have 4 ranked teams on their schedule and could win 3 out of 4.
You know what's going to bite them, though, guys, is the loss to Memphis.
Yes.
That one is like a blinking red light. If they would just have the blowout to Miami, I think they'd be a clear-cut favorite to get in. But that Memphis game, man, it's like a blinking red light. Then they come back against UTSA and they beat them by 32 points. The inconsistency is what bothers me with some of these group of 4s, but that's why, Mikey, we talked about last night. We have a new thing, Raphael, we're going to start saying. And basically, if somebody stinks or if somebody is subpar, our new reference point is going to be 2-star. Damn it, 2-star. That's it. Basically, that's going to be our way of describing that they weren't a 4- and 5-star recruit, because that's what we watch on Maction every single Tuesday and Wednesday night.
2 stars.
But 2 stars.
That's funny.
Damn. See, it's funny when you think about it. No disrespect. Let me pull my Stephen A. I got love for Kent State. I got love for Ball State, but it's just 2 stars. This 2 stars. No,
this is a great T-shirt. Midweek football, 2 stars.
Yeah, let's just advertise we're out there making fun of these schools. Hey, everybody, come on over to our brand. We'll make fun of you.
Clicks and likes, Coach. Clicks and likes.
It's a little fitting, Coach. It's a little fitting, depending on who's on the panel.
It's true. Petty Machete. We're making it for a reason. All right, that's going to do it for now. Don't forget, we have plenty of other content today from both of our YouTube pages. I encourage you, if you have not already subscribed, please do that. All right, let's decide right here, right now. I have to do a show on a different YouTube page at 7 o'clock. I don't know that I'll be done by 8 o'clock. If you guys want to start it, I will join in for a premium pop-up tonight.
It's up to Mikey. I'm in, but I'm not.
It's up to me
because you're the producer. I'm not a producer. I'm
producer.
Just a guy here looking pretty.
What the hell do you think we're going on?
Wait. All right, producer man. Do we need 2 different? Or can we go live at the same time?
That's a great question.
If we go over with our 7 o'clock show. Oh, here comes the 3 dots. Here comes the 3 dots.
Oh,
he said yeah. It should be good to go live at the same time. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're live with the Coach and Bro show at 7 o'clock Eastern time. We may go over. So at 8 o'clock Eastern time, Mikey and Raphael will start the live stream, and we will go premium pop-up tonight from 8 o'clock to whenever. Fair?
Fair.
All right. I think
Wednesday. Thank you, Mikey, for
and Marky Motto will be there too. So he's on Wednesday. So we'll have some. Are there any hockey tonight?
Yes, 4 games, right. 4 or 5.
All right, 4 or 5. He gets offended for some reason when I say he's our hockey guy. And I said, at least you're owning a sport. He goes, yeah, but I can do football and basketball too. I know you can.
So can Big Chuck, and we say he's our soccer guy. But he can do all sports.
Thank you. We do have a couple of things in the chat. What a shock. Big Cheesy says, Coach, were you a 2-star? No, I wasn't even that many stars. I was a no star. You
played like a 5-star though.
Oh,
Kimberly's being taken. Take that. Guys, hell might have just frozen over. how do we do a show without Kimberly in the chat? I don't
Well,
even know if that's possible.
first and foremost, let's just take it back to the most incredible scene in movie history. Kimberly, if you're being taken out to dinner, Coach and I will answer the door like Mike Lowry, and we're gonna have to vet this guy if it's a guy, and we're gonna have to take him through the ringer and find out if and you got to be back at 10:01, not 9:59.
Yeah, we need to interview this guy.
What
We need to interview
movie? What movie is that?
Bad Boys 2. Do you not
Bad
remember
Boys
the
2.
Reggie scene when he comes to pick up his
Bad Bo-
daughter?
Raphael,
I
quit
remember
act
that.
like you knew it was Bad Boys 2. You did not know that was Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 3 was awful. Yes, I remember that. Bad Boys for Life, awful.
I'll be honest with you. I have watched pieces of Bad Boys. I've never watched a full Bad Boys movie through. But
Bad
that
Boys
is
1
not
really good.
I get that, Raphael. I'm not embarrassed because I'm on the screen with a human being who has never, and I repeat, ever seen not just Back to the Future, but let's dig deeper into the Michael J. Fox library. And our boy, between me and you, none of them. Doc Hollywood, Secret of My Success.
Secret of My Success is really good.
Teen Wolf, Teen Wolf 2.
Teen Wolf.
Nothing with him right there. How do you not watch Teen Wolf? You're the best around. Oh, and then the music at the end and the sweat dripping off his face when the heel backs underneath the basket. And all he's got to do is make one foul shot to win it for all the nerds out there. And
I'm more shocked at Back to the Future, not Teen Wolf. I'm actually more shocked that he hasn't seen any of the Back to the Futures.
Yeah. On that note, we're going to get
great
out of here. I will see you guys at 2:00 on channel 156, Sirius XM. And then tonight, a special live show, the Coach and Bro Show. And then we'll do a live premium pop-up because we are absolute degenerates at 8:00 Eastern time. That'll do it for now. Thank you for hanging out with us as you guys always do. For Mikey, Raphael, producer man, I'm the coach. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the Coach and Company podcast.